Fushigi Yûgi. Fushigi Yûgi Japanese, Fushigi Yūgi, lit. Mysterious game, also known as Fushigi Yûgi. The Mysterious Play or Curious Play is a Japanese shōjo manga series written and illustrated by Yuu Watase. It tells the story of two teenaged girls, Miaka and Yui, who are pulled into the universe of the Four Gods, a mysterious book at the National Diet Library. It is essentially based on four mythological creatures of China. Shogakukan serialized Fushigi Yûgi in Shōjo Comic from December 1991 to May 1996 and later compiled the manga into 18 tankōbon volumes. Studio Pierrot adapted it into a 52-episode anime series that aired from April 1995 to March 1996 on TV Tokyo. The anime spawned 3 original video animation OVA releases, with the first having 3 episodes, the second having 6, and the final OVA, Fushigi Yûgi, Eikoden, spanning 4 episodes. A 13-volume Japanese light novel series, written by Megumi Nishizaki, followed Fushigi Yûgi. Shogakukan published the novels from January 1998 to September 2003. Watase also released 2 prequel manga series, Fushigi Yûgi, Genbu Kaiden, which ran from March 2003 to February 2013, and Fushigi Yûgi, Byako Senki, which began serialization in August 2017. In North America, Viz Media licensed the manga series for an English-language release in 1999. The anime series was first licensed by Geneon Entertainment and relicensed by Media Blasters in 2012. Plot: the series describes the various trials of Miaka Yuki and Yui Hongo, 2 middle school students. While at the library one day, Miaka and Yui encounter a strange book known as the Universe of the Four Gods. Reading this book transports them into the novel's universe in ancient China. Yui is transported back to the real world almost immediately, but Miaka finds herself the priestess of Suzaku. Miaka is destined to gather the 7 celestial warriors of the god Suzaku in order to summon Suzaku and obtain 3 wishes. She falls in love with the celestial warrior Tamahome, who eventually reciprocates, and Mayaka's desire to use a wish to enter the high school of her choice begins to shift towards finding a way to be with Tamahome. Yui is also drawn into the book when she tries to help Miaka to come back to the real world, becoming the priestess of Seryu, working against Miaka out of jealousy over Tamahome and revenge for the humiliation and pain she had suffered when she first came into the book's world. Media. Manga. Written and illustrated by Yuu Watase, Fushigi Yûgi originally appeared in serial form in the semi-monthly manga magazine Shōjo Comic. It premiered in the January 1, 1992 No. 1 issue, released in December 1991 and ran for over 5 years, ending in the June 5, 1996 No. 12 issue, released in May 1996. The series was simultaneously published in 18 collected volumes by Shogakukan, with new volumes being released on a quarterly schedule. In 1992, Viz Media licensed the manga for an English-language release in North America. The series was originally released in a flipped trade paperback format, starting in August 1998. Several characters have both Japanese pronunciations and Chinese pronunciations. In 1998, Watase visited the United States. Viz kept the original Chinese names of characters at her request. Bill Flanagan, the editor of the English version, asked Watase if he should use the Chinese names for popular characters such as Taijun Tetsukan, and she also asked for the Chinese names to be used there. The characters with names remaining in Japanese in the English version are the characters such as Tamahome, who have Japanese pronunciations of ancient constellations, There was never any intention of them having Chinese names. This caused some confusion for fans as the anime version uses the Japanese names. For example, in the manga, Hatohori's country is named Hongnan rather than the Conan found in the anime series. After 8 volumes, Viz stopped publication of Fushigi Yûgi, reviving it in June 2003 when it released the first 2 volumes in unflipped standard manga-size volumes. The remaining volumes were released on a quarterly schedule, including the remaining 10 volumes. The final volume of the series was released in April 2006. The dates and ISBN numbers given for the first 8 volumes in the table on the link above are for the second edition releases. It is also serialized Fushigi Yûgi in their manga anthology magazine, Animerica Extra, starting with the October 1998 debut issue and running until the December 2004 issue, the magazine's final issue. In 2009 and 2010, Viz re-released the series as part of their Vizbig line, combining 3 individual volumes of the original release into each single, larger volume. Anime. Produced by Studio Pierrot, the 52-episode Fushigi Yûgi anime series premiered on TV Tokyo on April 6, 1995. The series aired weekly until the final episode that was aired on March 28, 1996. The series was licensed for English-language release to Region 1 DVD and VHS format by Geneon Entertainment, then named Pioneer, under the expanded title Fushigi Yûgi, The Mysterious Play. It has been suggested that Geneon chose to license the series based on its popularity among the fansub community. The main series was released in 8 individual volumes and as 2 box sets, the Suzaku and Seiryu sets. Media Blasters license rescued the series and released the first season to DVD on June 19, 2012. Season 2 was released on February 12, 2013. Original video animations. Following the anime adaptation, the first, spanning 3 episodes, takes place a year after the events of the main series and has no ties to the original manga. Was released to DVD on October 25, 1996. The second OVA, which has 6 episodes, animates the last 4 volumes of the manga series that had been left out of the main series. The episodes were split across 2 volumes, with the first released May 25, 1997, and the second coming over a year later, on August 25, 1998. The final OVA, Fushigi Yûgi Eikoden, spans 4 episodes and is based on 2 of the light novels written by Megumi Nishizaki. Released on December 21, 2001, it focuses on a new character, Meo Sakaki, a 16-year-old girl who attends Yatsubadai High School. Upon finding the universe of the 4 gods in a trash bin at the park, Meo soon discovers that the story remains incomplete. In the unfamiliar world of the book, Meo must come to terms with her own life and the unhappiness within it. Geneon Entertainment also licensed the OVA for Region 1 DVD release. The first 2 OVA were released together in a set titled Fushigi Yûgi, The Mysterious Play, while Fushigi Yûgi Eikoden was released as a single-disc volume. The OVA were released with similar packaging as the main series to give them a consistent look. All 3 OVA series have also been relicensed by Media Blasters. Novels. Over a series of 5 years, Megumi Nishizaki's Ikai Megumi, Nishizaki Megumi wrote 13 Japanese light novels based on Fushigi Yûgi. Illustrated by Yuu Watase, Fushigi Yûgi Gaiden primarily explores the lives of the various celestial warriors before they are seen in the manga. The only 2 novels to be set after the manga, Eikoden Jokin and Eikoden Gekin, later became the basis for the third Fushigi Yûgi original video animation, Fushigi Yûgi, Eikoden. Originally published by Shogakukan, none of the novels have been licensed for English release. Video game. Idea Factory created a Sony PlayStation 2 video game based on the Fushigi Yûgi series called Fushigi Yûgi. Suzaku Ibon Fushigi Yūzai Jukwei Wen was released in Japan on May 29, 2008, in both regular and limited editions. A Nintendo DS version of the game was released in Japan on June 25, 2009, bundled with another Fushigi Yûgi game, Fushigi Yûgi, Genbu Kaiden Gaiden Kagami no Miko, which was originally released on September 28, 2006 for PlayStation Portable. Stage plays. Amipro produced 3 stage plays based on the Fushigi Yûgi manga. The first, simply titled Fushigi Yûgi, was staged at the Pocket Theatre in Nakano from October 20 to October 24, 2010. The second, Fushigi Yûgi, Suzaku Hen Fushigi Yūzai Jukwei was staged at the Theatre Sun Mall in Shinjuku from March 30 to April 3, 2011. The third, Fushigi Yûgi, Seryu Hen Fushigi Yūzai King Long was staged at the Hakuhinkan Theatre in Ginza from April 25 to May 2, 2012. All 3 plays were written and directed by Shintaro Sugano and starred Mao Miyagi in the lead role. A fourth play, produced by Nelk Planning, was staged at the Shinagawa Prince Hotel Club EX venue in Tokyo from March 19 to March 29, 2015. It was written by Keiko Ueno, directed by Naoyoshi Okumura, and starred Golden Bomber Band member Yutaka Kayan in the lead role of Tamahome. The play aimed to depict a new version of Fushigi Yûgi through the eyes of Tamahome. Stage musicals. A live-action 2. 5D musical stage adaptation, Fushigi Yûgi, 8 no-show Fushigi Yūzai Ju no Zhang ran at the Alspot Theatre in Tokyo from April 8 to April 17, 2016. It was produced by Amipro and written and directed by Kotaro Yashitani. The cast featured former Morning Musume member Riina Tanaka as Mayaka, Ryo Hirano as Tamahome, Juri Aikawa as Nakeigo, Takahisa Miyama as Hato Hori, Mao Miyagi as Nuriko, Yashikazu Katani as Tasuki, Iji Takagawa as Mitsukake, Tatsumaru Takebana as Chikairi, Tsubasa Hattori as Amiboshi, Daiki Tamada as Kairako, Mina Kuryu as Shauka, Zendo Ware as Aiken, Shiori Sakata as Yui, and Jun Fujimiya. A sequel, Fushigi Yûgi, Ao no Sho Fushigi Yūzai Kang no Zhang ran at Zenrosai Hall Space 0 in Tokyo from October 13 to October 21, 2018. It too was produced by Amipro but written and directed by Sayaka Asai. Several cast members from the 2016 musical returned to reprise their roles, including Riina Tanaka as Mayaka and Ryo Hirano as Tamahome. New cast members included Rina Miyazaki as Yui, Yoshiki Tani as Hato Hori, Ken Ogasawara as Mitsukake, Subaru Hayama as Chikairi, and Kunta Yamasaki as Tasuki. Reception. Manga. In a column for Anime News Network, writer Jason Thompson called Fushigi Yûgi a great mix of monsters, magic, fighting, and the more typical shōjo comic material, romance. In his expanded review of the series for Manga, The Complete Guide, Thompson further praised it as one of the best schoolgirl in a strange land shōjo fantasies. He singled out Watase's writing, which he believes successfully balances romance, action, comedy, and cliffhangers, as well as the series' compact supporting cast full of strong personalities. Anime. Them anime reviews preferred the manga to the anime, criticizing the latter's production values, repetitious dialogue, and reuse of footage in flashback episodes. DVD Verdict criticized the convoluted plot and nonsensical dialogue. Another review noted that although Mayuka makes out with her boyfriend quite a bit, the climax is of the heart and soul, despite the many battles that the characters go through. Her strength and belief in herself give her the strength and courage to change the world. Patrick Drazen, author of Anime Explosion, considers the humor in Fushigi Yûgi to be based on super-deformed caricatures and therefore strange to Western audiences. Winnie Chow of Animerica was disappointed by the ending of the anime adaptation, finding the final battle that resolves the series to be lame at best, that left her cheering more for Nakego than the good guys. Throughout the series, she notes that the scenes between Mayuka and Tamahome became increasingly sickening and overdone. Fushigi Yûgi, Eikoden was panned by them anime reviews, which considered the animation to be its only strong point. In particular, the reviewer found the new main character to be unlikable. Anime News Network argued that the show is always entertaining throughout, while CBR criticized that Nakego is a pretty character even when committing horrendous crimes like mass murder and sexual assault.